Welcome to another Shadowverse gameplay video. Today we're actually going to be doing an actual gameplay video. Last time was a recording because I thought that the Grand Prix matches that I had were pretty cool. Today we're going to go ahead and step into our free match for Midrange Sword. Actually, that's perfect, so I did forget to preview, but we're going to be able to look at it right here. So let's look at some of our 2-drops. We are playing Arthur, Knight King. I'm only playing 2 copies. It's possible to play 3 copies, but I've been liking 2 copies. Let's look at our 2-drops. Gelt, Kunoichi Trainee, Naval Guard Simone. So one of the things I noticed is that wards are kind of lacking in rotation. So having access to something like Naval Guard Simone is actually pretty powerful. Of course, we got the Bladed Hedgehog, which is beautiful. 2 Shield of Flames. Actually, I'll mention it. You guys might see it. The dynamic between Shield of Flame and like Geno is kind of interesting. They're both enhanced 6, and on turn 6, since this costs 2 originally and this costs 4 originally, a lot of time you actually want to cast both of them, and you actually can't, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But 2 Shield of Flame, I think it's a good number. Maybe I should run a 3rd, but I think it's fine. There's not that many aggro decks, and generally this early game package here is able to deal with the rest. So we are running the round table assembly, so we're able to go 2 Juliets, 3 Mars, 2 Lancer. I think a Lancer is really nice. We did lose a White Paladin, so in Unlimited we have access to White Paladin, which I think is probably the best one besides Mars. But I think that's a pretty good balance. Lancer Tempest is very good against Shadow, most notably maybe even Forest. And I just think it's a really powerful card. Assassination Jutsu. I'm just running one. It's possible it should be a young Ogre Hunter Momo. It's just kind of a flex slot, or I could just put a Shield of Flame. Of course, Geno, Frontline Cavalier, works really well. Playing second, if you get to resolve Mars, and then Mars lives, and you get to evolve this, it's just backbreaking. And then we just got kind of your standard 3 Alberts, 3 Luminous Mage. We are running 1 Walfrid, which, I'll be honest, it is a pretty backbreaking card whenever I draw it. It happens to always be, because the thing with Arthur is, although you get a lot of, like, really weak followers, if you're able to land a Walfrid after, you're looking good to beat your opponents. I would say Midrange Sword right now is not the greatest deck to be playing, but I really enjoyed the playstyle. Bad against Dragon, and it's gonna be Haven. I actually haven't really seen Haven in that much. I haven't seen Haven in a long time. I really don't know how to play against it. I mean, I assume this hand is just fine. There's nothing that would make me want to not play this hand. Playing second, this hand's a lot better, I would say. Okay, so a lot of time Frontline Cavalier is not really a keep playing first, I would say, but we just felt like keeping it. It's not the worst. Okay, and then here I think Bladed Hedgehog is going to be better. Geno is also not necessarily a keep playing second, but playing first, it's always a keep, I would say, unless you're against Dragon. The 4-3 rush on turn 4 is just, very valuable. And opponent goes ahead with the Red Hot Boots, which is okay for us, actually. Another 2-drop would be nice. We play our curve out on the Mars right there. Hopefully they don't have more removal. And there's a Summit Temple. No removal? Okay, Snake Priestess. It's gonna be a nice turn for us. I guess it... So we do have, some options here. I think the most basic play is to play the Geno here. I think I am gonna go with the Geno here. We could get pretty punished by a Priest of the Cudgel, which I'm fully expecting. But I mean, the other line was just to cast this, and if it makes opponent's Priest of the Cudgel bad, but I'm still leaning towards Yeah, I still think we correctly played it this is the correct way to play it. We're gonna be able to play the frontline Cavalier here, which I think is probably the correct play. Oh, maybe Mars is better here. So we got some sort of a decision here. It's either going to be the frontline Cavalier or the Mars into Luminous Mate, or Mars into Lancer, or the Colon. Turn on turn 5. I think I actually gonna prefer this play. Oh yeah, so that's one of the interesting things that doesn't come up too often. The commander with Juliet, and I know we could play Romeo, so Romeo and Juliet, but I really don't think I like Romeo that much. It never really saved me because you lose the tempo by playing Lancer of the Tempest, so my opponent could choose not to evolve here. I think they will though. I mean, they should get rid of Mars. I mean, obviously, if they don't evolve, we're okay. We're looking pretty good, is what I was gonna say. And we could go for another Mars, but I think there's no real point. And I think this just has to be the correct play. Like, why wouldn't this be? Yeah, it just seems like definitely the right play. So I just read this to make sure. Yeah. So whenever they attack, so it doesn't apply the damage of their defense. So this would not be 3 right away. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the correct play here. And now here we're able to keep one of these things. It's probably going to be better to keep Mars here. So our opponent doesn't have that many cards in hand, which is nice for us. We do have to fear that, Lejean, so whatever her name, Beacon of Hope or whatever, Jean Beacon of Hope, is a very annoying card. Like, it's a real threat, and there's Snow White evolving into a 2/2. Because it does deal 3, and one of the things is that the frontline Cavalier, like the Mars into frontline Cavalier, actually dodges, most removal. It dodges the Shadow Odile, it dodges Breath of Salamander, it dodges the other Lancer of the Tempest. It does not dodge just a John off the top, or a Jean by the opponent, which I feel is, that's pretty noteworthy. So we get to decide if we want to play into it or not. Like, it's so, like, it feels so obvious, and then our leftovers are just kind of bad. They're definitely infinite. You aren't wrong. Okay, I think I'll play into it. I mean, the upside is just so high. And notably, this is gonna go into a 4/5 and an out 4/6, which is gonna be able to. So if they play a Jean, I'm still gonna have a 5/1, which is nice. And then we have sort of some leftovers. Haven without Gemas here is okay. Heavenly Knight, I think, is par for the course. This is whatever. We don't really care. They want to deal 9 to our face, like, they can do that. And they do choose to deal 9. I don't think they really have much burst, honestly, in the deck. That's a 9/9. Who cares? Oh wow, Walfred. Hello there. Hello there, Walfred. 2. It's a lot of math. I'm just gonna, play it relatively, like, simply. I think this is lethal, actually. Let's see. Because Walford's gonna be able to kill, right? Yep. Okay, that's gonna be lethal. I was just trying to, calculate some math. There's a lot of factors that go in. A lot of factors between, the Mars's clash ability, Walford's giving +2/+2, so you gotta calculate, what's the ideal way to deal 9 damage to the guy, and then maximize the damage to the face. Just, kind of maximize those things, and it looks like it's pretty good for us there. For 1-0, and we're against a first farer. So if you watched my a previous video, we played against the first farer Forest, who played the deck pretty well, and also had a pretty good deck. So we're not gonna underestimate them. Keeping a 2-drop, and then the Frontline Cavalier is certainly playing second is certainly the better one. So one of the things I was talking about in the last video, or the last game, was about the Julia being pretty good, because Roundtable Assembly is just a card you play, and if you get like a Romeo, it's kind of like you get a ward, but Juliet and then the Lancer of Tempest have an immediate impact, like on the board right away, which is, I think, is pretty relevant. Also, the thing with Juliet is she brings a lot of Storm, which the deck's lost a lot of Storm, or the Sword doesn't just have that much decent Storm. We have Albert, and then that's it. One of the interesting things, if you look Enhanced 6, Lancer Enhanced 6, and if you think back, Shield of Flame Enhanced 6, Geno Enhanced 6, so there's just a lot of Enhanced 6s, I would say. So that's an interesting card for our opponent to play. Whatever, Clash Icon is put one card into your hand. Wait, what? I'm pretty sure that draws it a card, right? Yeah, okay, it does draw them a card. We'll go ahead. I think we're gonna go for some board control here, because I think it's better to go for board control when you don't really know what your opponent's playing. Sword's gonna have some amount of 1/1 tokens, like they just generated right there, but on the balance, I don't think 2/1s are just as good as 2/2s a lot of the time. So looking at our hand, there's that's gonna be really nice for us as well. So we're actually gonna have a full board. Like one of the cards, I think, I don't even consider playing Floral Fencer anymore. Even though this is, you get 2 1/2s versus, a 1/1 and a 2/2. I just think this card is, so good. I would say this deck is, pretty decent in the format. I don't see a lot of Sword decks. I think Sword's the 3rd least played class. So then there's Blood, and then the least played is Haven. So compared to the previous Grand Prix, the lineup so far has looked easier. The top 3 classes were played last video, I think. And we're just gonna get a concession. So I mean, our board's pretty insane. Our hand is looking great. We have 5 drops galore. It's just one of those games. Looks like today we actually did play first fair, whereas the other day, I don't know about that. And we can start off with 2-0. Hopefully we'll be able to get, back for game number 3. Hoping to get some, ooh, I got a Selector Supreme Masters rank Forest player. I do think, this deck is pretty bad against Forest. Like, these are just 3 not very good cards. I don't really want these cards. Bladed Hedgehog is one of the better cards, I would say. Forest just has a lot of ways to deal 1 damage, and when you have like Cucullin, the Lancer, and it's just Forest and Shadow deal really well with boards. Like they have a lot of like stickiness. Like Wood of Brambles is obviously insane against follower based decks. Forest just has a lot of tools, I think, against follower based decks. Bladed Hedgehog is decent, but we'll kind of see what kind of deck our opponent's playing. If they're playing the neutral version, I think we're at a disadvantage if they, get this turn 6 Beauty and the Beast, which, a decent amount of time you do get, but if you if you did see the Beauty and the Beast video yesterday, you would say otherwise. I think I'll just go ahead and kill it. In general, I think against Forest, if you can, having followers on the board for them is really relevant. And if they played a Wood of Brambles there, then you're not looking great. So, I do feel like this is probably the neutral Forest, purely because of Pure-Hearted Singer. Crystalia Lily is kind of a tech card that if they want to play 1 or 2 copies, I feel is totally fine for them. They're taking a while for their turns, or I don't think it's a connection issue for me, but I think we can just go Juliet here. It's probably the right play. Yeah, I don't see a better play. I think it is possible to go face here. I'm just gonna, make the more conventional play. I think, a lot of people might just want to try and control the board. It is possible that controlling the board is fine here. We're playing against neutral Forest, almost certainly, and we do kind of, okay, Soul Injustice is a weird one. It might be some sort of Into the Looking Glass build. That could definitely be it. There's a lot of Forest Craft cards. I definitely don't mind, doing this and just passing that turn, seeing what our opponent's gonna play like. Obviously, it's not gonna be great against like a Fina or something, but we have 2 very powerful 5-drops, and the Luminous Mage is gonna make these pretty useful. I think that's gonna be fine for us. The question for us is which one of these we play. I think I do prefer playing the Luminous Mage. Like, obviously, if we hit a Mars off the round table assembly, it's great. But like, I haven't really talked about the opponent's turn because I think we're just gonna make the simple, like, they're just gonna trade and they don't really have much of a choice. So it's much higher upside to play this. So no matter what, I'll end up with a large 2/3 that the opponent, or a 2/3 that the opponent wants to target. I think I'm actually gonna go with this.
No, quiet. It's not enough yet.
Okay, well, it looks like that was the bad play. That was definitely the worst case scenario in terms of like evolution points, but I do have to go ahead and now we kind of have to hope that.
Is that the best you can come get some?
Our opponent can only remove one of these things. I was hoping we could get at least a Lancer of the Tempest, one Lancer of the Tempest in there. Like he could have put the Lancer first and then. Jeez, Cassiopeia. We're gonna hope for a little bit of luck here. And we did get a little bit lucky there. I'm definitely gonna say. Our opponent could choose just to not to evolve here. I think it's definitely a fair play on our opponent's part if they don't want to evolve. I mean, it would be good for us. For sure, but... So our opponent's playing some sort of controlier deck, and they do choose to evolve, which I think is probably the correct way.
Intoxicate you.
Okay, you're gonna evolve or you're gonna attack. Yeah, as you can see, Force just has a lot of ways to deal with like boards. This is probably some sort of like control forest list, which I can definitely see existing. I think just gonna go Arthur here. Gino. I would like to draw Arthur on next turn. So our opponent has a billion cards in hand. They have like a billion sources of card draw because they still do have the Harvest Festival that costs 0 in their hand. We don't have that much cards in hand, but we do have the Evolution Point, which does matter, I think. Fairy Whisper. They're actually gonna burn one card, I think. Yeah, so they do end up burning one. Okay. Wood of Brambles would be bad. I think that would be very... Elf Song is also bad, I guess. So Elf Song is gonna force us to... to commit at least one... I'm thinking, Luminous Mage has to be the play here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, we'll go with that.
You and I, Knight. My sword brings hope.
I mean, obviously, we're not in a great position here, but
Shining Paladins, attack, suffer by my blade.
we're gonna be able to, do this.
I'm gonna rest for a bit.
No one gets past me.
Have a huge Bladed Hedgehog, which is probably just gonna die to Airbound Barrage. So this does cost 4, and if you bounce it, I'm assuming it costs 4 again, so he could just hit me in the face, bounce the fairy, and then he's living the life. I think, I haven't been counting the fairies, but he did play a fairy after the Elf Song, which makes me believe, if I remember correctly, that he has 1 fairy left in hand, so 7 cards, which is not great for us. We're really hoping to draw some power here. Yeah, and Cassiopeia is kind of a punishing card for us.
My shield. You wouldn't.
I don't think our opponent's gonna play the fairy in their hand. Okay, I guess they will. Which is interesting. That's a weird play. This is interesting. I mean, my gut is just to play the Geno here. Yeah, I mean, I was just... As someone who just wants to go for the board control, I think the Geno is probably correct. I know Wood of Brambles from the opponent is kind of bad. We're just trying to go for some power level. Our hand's kind of low power level right now. Kind of a mid-rangey kind of hand. Not looking great. The Force ability to deal with boards is just crazy. And we, as much, as we say Albert is, an insane card. If Sword didn't have Albert, I probably wouldn't be playing this deck. I think it's definitely the card that carries, like, the deck. Ooh. Walfred? Do I see a Walfred off the top? Okay, that's a card, I guess. I guess I'll play this. I'm actually gonna start moving damage towards the face. Our opponent playing Cassiopeia here, like, I mean, it would be the third one, but they could like play a Bahamut here, Israfel. I could imagine those cards being like a control force type of deck. It's a pretty cool deck. Okay, Jungle Warden, another card I could imagine in a control force sort of a deck as a finisher. I could definitely imagine them having a second one. Yeah, I don't really think we have a way out of here, but can go ahead and try. So we'll put 2 damage there. 1 damage there. And we're gonna have to go ahead and put 1 damage there. Then we'll go like this. Huh. I guess we'll just do this right away. Put the damage here. So this way, I mean, it's not looking great for us, but we are gonna be out of range of. I guess we don't have any wards, so we're still dead to Jungle Warden. It does look like Jungle Warden by the opponent, and you know. I think, you know, the sword deck, it has decent chances against a lot of decks, and you know, if we had drawn Albert somewhere around the time, maybe we had better chances. If we had gone the Lancer, the Tempest, maybe we had, okay, looks like I had a mission. I wouldn't have known. Let's see what the missions are actually. And I was supposed to play Swordcraft anyway, so it's a good thing I played Swordcraft. If we go 4-1, I'll get the rewards and I'll be getting my mission, which will be pretty nice, and we'll just go ahead. Grandmaster and Unlimited.
You must die. Mother, father, come on.
That's pretty daunting, if you ask me. Okay, so first question, do we want to keep the Lancer? Your boy Lancer. It's treated as Kahulin. I think it's fine. Okay, Blade Hedgehog is also very good. Like one defense against, like 1 toughness against Shadowcraft is not the greatest. They have a lot of 1/1s, obviously. Okay, we're hoping if we can get a frontline Cavalier, we're gonna be good. I'm expecting like a Bellinist here, Lurching Corpse. Totally fine. Lancer is going to be able to take that out very nicely, which is one of the reasons maybe I'm thinking about it now, like Lancer is probably just always pretty decent against Shadow. They're probably going to have a 2-drop that you want to kill. Like even if they play a Skull Ring here. Pure-Hearted Singer, wow. That's an interesting one, because my idea of, Shadow these days is that, I mean, we're definitely playing this. The thing with Shadow is they have like a lot of card draw already. Well, they don't have a lot, but they have decent amount of card draw. Like the Demon Eater, like they have one of the better. Swordcraft here. I'm not playing any real card draw. Well, Zombie Party. Okay, I guess this is an interesting turn. I kind of like this turn, so So we can grow our Hedgehog by 1 extra damage. That's going to make it only 3 health, which could be relevant, I think. I'm not too sure though. So it's only relevant against Zombie Party, I think. So we'll try and do that. So we'll do this. Bellinist is not going to trigger. So we basically traded 1 point of attack for 1 point of defense, which I think is probably pretty relevant. So
Did you like it?
instead of a 5-3, we have a 4-4, which I think in general 4-4s are better. For opponent doesn't play anything else, then it was a great play on my part because it's gonna be Troth's Curse, so it didn't end up mattering. But let's say our opponent played double Andriel Fist, then that was a great play, right? See, I was just gonna say obvious Luminous Mage unless I draw on a 2-drop. So generally, I like to play out the 5 drops. Like if I have the choice between playing a 3 and a 2 or a 5, I like to go with the 5 because there's a lot more flexibility in a 3 and a 2. But here I just want to try and get the value going. I want to present 2 relevant threats.
Not enough yet.
This game we're not looking that great. We haven't really developed a good position, and we have not very many cards in hand, which is bad. Skull Ring is fine for us. It's still kind of annoying. Bellinus, always annoying. This would be interesting if our opponent decides to go for the Hedgehog. Okay, so they don't, which I do think is the correct play. Another Mars. I mean, I think here it's gotta be Luminous Mage.
You and I, Knight. My sword brings hope. It won't be long now.
Something like Lance or Tempest might be nice here.
Suffer by my blade.
Decay and shine.
This is interesting. How much do I value my board? So the thing is, if I don't trade, Shadow doesn't have that much healing, so I'm actually going to decide to go face, which is probably wrong. So the thing is, my opponent just plays Ector here. Since I didn't trade in, both of my things just die. And he doesn't have to use an evolution point, which is very good for him, or her, or the Shadowcraft player. One of the things though, one of the things is, at some point, I think you gotta decide, I need to win the game here, like, I do need you to win the game, and I gotta find a plan. And it seems like my plan has something to do with Albert. So our tour here would be insane. Arthur. It's not gonna be Arthur, but it's a Juliet, which is fine, I think. Yeah, it's not bad. That's what I'll say. This is most likely gonna be a Bellinus, which is a little annoying. I can't evolve this. It's I actually think it's correct to not evolve it. Andriel Fist one, that's a little better for us. Oh, Calvi, what is that? And then, that's a little weird. Ooh, Gino. Wow, this is tough, man. If we go Fangblade Slayer, we basically just kill a Cowie. Okay, I think it's better to go this. Yeah, because if the Gino could trade with the buff from the Mars, but then it just kills our Mars. So this is just basically a wash.
I'm taking you with me. That was fun for a change.
Burn.
So let's say Ektar would deal 5 and then 11. That's probably not great for us. If we hit in here. Okay, I'll do that actually. Okay, well I was not expecting that. That's kind of bad. Though it's not the worst actually. Walfrid's gonna be fine. I think this has to be the play. Yeah.
Not enough yet.
And with the power of the Mars. Yeah. I'm gonna choose to evolve here.
It all ends here.
We're not looking great here, but you know, miracles can happen. Maybe that's one of the reasons to play a third Arthur. Oh, Zeus. I'm not sure we're beating Zeus here.
You wouldn't.
Play Walfrid, but yeah, we're just dead. 1 health, yeah. Unfortunate for us, but that we're not going to get the 4-1 today. Good thing we are already in Group A, and then we'll go ahead and step into. I think that was game 4, so I think it's going to be game 5. But game 5 it is. We are 2-2. You know, maybe not that great of a record. We're playing against Forest, one of the decks we did lose against. Maybe not, you know, the greatest matchup. Playing second. I don't like any of these cards, except, I mean, I love Arthur, but maybe we're supposed to just keep Arthur, honestly. Well, hopefully it's gonna be, you know, neutral or aggro Forest matchup, you know, just to mix it up. Last time Control Sword, I'm not too familiar with it. It's a weird deck. Try to mix it up a little. Our hands, you know, shaping up, you know, generally what the deck plays. And honestly, you know, this rotation is kind of like a brew up of my own. Like, I definitely don't think it's the correct configuration if you actually want to play Midrange Sword. It's definitely not what you want, the list you want to run, but it is there if you guys find it pretty interesting. Roundtable Assembly, you know, it has a lot of fun cards to play. Face, and then, ooh, Pure Heart Singer, okay. So we're actually looking pretty fine here. I'm gonna go for the high roll play, which could be incorrect. I mean, so basically, the dilemma here is, which I think this is one of the key turns of the game. And it's because we have a Bladed Hedgehog. If we had like any other 2-2, I think it would be much easier. But our Bladed Hedgehog doesn't kill any of their followers. I think I'm gonna go for the safer play.
There. Did you read it?
So if our opponent, you know, had if we just played the Mars and our opponent had Elf Twins Assault, and then tried to plan up with the front layered Cavalier, it would be a little iffy. But I'm just like, our board position's still looking very nice. Like we're still looking fine here. So I think that was the correct play. Otherwise, our opponent would have just cast Elf Twins Assault and then just had 3 followers on board. If we went for the, you know, not if we didn't go for that play. We're just gonna try and develop some sort of a board. Our opponent's definitely playing neutral Forest, which is a taste of our own medicine from yesterday, but did she say eat up? Like, eat up? Eata? I mean, I don't know if I want to eat that happy pig, you know, it's a little too happy. Okay, Jungle Warden.
You're done for.
Not great for us, but could definitely be worse. I mean,
No quiet, no
we gotta get rid of it for sure.
It's not enough yet.
We're not worried too much, I think, about face damage right now.
Is that the best you can come? Get some.
We do want to, you know, create a decent board, I think. So let's see, our opponent is gonna unfortunately have the 6th card in their hand. So let's see, 2. It's gonna be, you know, uncomfortable. Maybe not as that uncomfortable if our opponent, yeah, just plays that. They do have to choose between killing one of these, right? Either one.
It won't be long now.
I do think that's probably the correct one to kill. But we're gonna have a pretty nice play here. I mean, unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to keep our bladed hedgehog around, but I think that's totally fine. So we'll do this, and then we get to decide if we. I mean, yeah, I think this has to be the play. So we're not looking great. If our opponent's out of evolution points, which yesterday, or you know, the previous video, if you guys saw, I was pretty conservative with them into Looking Glass. I don't know if our opponent's playing the more control-y version. It would be difficult to tell, actually. So we're definitely casting Roland here, right? Yeah.
I got the incorruptible blade.
And then we get to decide if we want to evolve or not. I'm actually gonna choose to not evolve. I mean, I think, you know, the most critical thing about Shadowverse is when do you evolve to push your advantage, you know, when you're not behind on the board and you're, you know, push it even farther, and then when do you not evolve? And, you know, my opponent going for that play, I think confirms that they're going to be able to go there, and do they really want to trade out their 4/4, right? Like, okay, they're going to choose to trade it out, which is fine. And, that's, you know, one of the cards that we do play in the deck. I would confirm that it probably does carry the sword class. And now we're in a situation where, I mean, our opponent probably has Jungle Warden, so what we are gonna do is not push too much for the face, I think. Well, we'll see what they play. That's an annoying card, for sure. Another Aaron. Okay, and the Aaron actually, yeah. I mean, how could it not be Sky Knights? It has to be Sky Knights here. We're just gonna remove it, and so a Jungle Warden here is actually, you know, it is, you know, 8 damage to the face, but it also does not kill Albert with just 1, which is, you know, perfect math. And since we saved it, our new Albert that we're gonna play on next turn actually does. Oh, this is, you know.
Fighting is so sorrowful.
Well, you know, one of my least favorite combos to play against is definitely the one we just seen right now. So what is the correct play here, though? I'm actually think I'm just gonna go with Albert. Yeah, I think it's the right play. We know our opponent has Israfel. Let's go ahead and go for the board, like, you know, a 5/7 is not going to be the easiest card for our opponent to deal with, I think. And honestly, you know, our Lancer is just going to destroy. Okay, well, I guess our opponent's playing Bahamut, so what can we do, right? It's got to be this, right? I think so. You know, knowing that our opponent does have Israfil, I think I'm just not going to play the Naval Guard someone. We might need some extra beef. And I do value the... that is kind of annoying. But... oh, staircase. Our opponent's been doing pretty well, I think. Our draws have been, you know, on par with what the deck does, I think, so... Here, I am going to play this. We're not looking great here. Controller decks are kind of a problem for us. Like, it literally doesn't matter what our opponent, you know, got from the staircase. We're just always looking bad. Israfil, you know, probably the worst. We're definitely probably looking for another, you know, Cuchulainn. Okay, that's interesting. That's fine. Let's go 1-1. Okay, I think we'll do this.
No one gets past me.
I mean, this is at least the line that I see right away.
My sword brings hope. You're done for. Shining paladins, suffer by my blade. I won't lose again.
No one gets past me.
Sorrows.
And we get to decide if we want to do either one of these. Oh, jeez. See, I don't think this is going to be that useful, but you know, our opponent did just play an Israfil. That makes me believe they didn't get like Bahamut or anything. They probably got a bunch of like random 2-drops, which makes me want to believe that Lancer of the Tempest is going to be highly valuable. And since we still have the Durandal, it's going to make me believe that the Naval Guard Simoon is going to be useful as a 5/5 in case of an Israfil or something, or not Israfil, but a Bahamut. And it looks like our opponent just has more Israfil, so looks like we're just, I don't think we have a chance at this game. Our opponent just has way too much. I mean, I'll play out another turn or two, but the opponent just, you know, straight up has a better, you know, better a deck at controlling the board. Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. Now that we know they have Israfil, you know, Israfil attacks, deals 2 and then deals the 8, so it's gonna kill the Simone anyways.
Fighting is so sorrowful.
We kind of need to draw like Cuchulainn into like an Arthur in order to try and cobble back a board. Okay, well, Cuchulainn is here. I did say that was step 1. We've already gone through 2 Alberts, so... okay, I mean, I'm still probably expecting like a Bahamut, you know. Our opponent's probably holding Bahamut in their back pocket. I mean, they still have Jungle Wardens, like, I don't... oh, okay, they still have ETA. Elf Twins Assault it is. So it's probably... okay, well... an Albert off the top would be, you know, godly, but... okay, well, that's a card, I guess. No, it's not the greatest card, but... you know, this is one of the reasons I do like Naval Guard Simone. It's actually decent against aggro, you know, a 6 play point 5/5 ward is... yeah, that's what you're looking for sometimes. And there's the Jungle Warden. I think pretty much all of our hopes have been dashed. Roland may or may not be the best card. Like, this build is kind of like... I have not seen Daria. Like, where's Daria? If your opponent resolves like a Daria and they're playing like a Mammoth build, it's pretty good, but... Yeah, I think that's just gonna be the end. We'll let our opponent kill us, I guess. You know, why not? We've gone to turn 18. I mean, this is gonna be a long video for sure. You know, I've been recording for, you know, 52 minutes is the recording. It's gonna end up, you know, probably around, you know, cutting out a lot of the downtime. 50 minutes, at least 45 to 50 minutes, you know, unfortunately. But the turns are long, man. Like, we'll go ahead and finish off on a high note. I mean, we're already qualified for Group A, so there's no pressure, you know. Still, yeah, for Group A. We'll go ahead. We are at 1,890 rupees, so I'm saving up for my rupees for the next expansion. Hopefully, we can get, you know, maybe like, you know, 25 to 30 packs. We'll open a Starforged Legends, why not? End it on a high note. Hopefully, get something good. Romeo and Julia in the same pack, why not? What does this even do? Huh, I didn't even know this was a card, but it's, you know, pretty cool. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed that. I certainly, you know, we lost, but that is still one of my favorite decks to play, even though I know it's not the greatest, but you know, Swordcraft, you know, one of my favorite classes, and hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like if you did. How are you guys' Grand Prix going? You know, do you guys find it easy to get into Stage A? I think we're kind of lucky in the yesterday's videos, but I think with 4 days it's pretty doable. And you know, as you can see in our Game 3 or Game 2, I think we played against a first fair who was actually a first fair. I think so, but we'll go ahead and leave it at that. Look forward to another Grand Prix video that will probably have been tomorrow, and yeah. I'll probably go finish my sword missions, you know, shadow missions, get those rupees, get those packs, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.